Welcome back, viewers. Today we will be testing harmonic patterns. But before we do, if you have not watched the first video on the channel and all the videos after that, you need to go do that now. Here at the Academy of Forex, we are building the best trading system possible as a team. And as a team, we will all profit from it when we are done. You can find a link to the first video down below in the description, and you should also see it pop up in the top corner right now. There is also a link down below to sign up for TradingView. You can save a little bit of money if you use the link below to sign up for your account. You can also find a link below to join us on Discord. Discord is a free group communication platform where we are having great discussions about all things to do with trading. Lastly, if you would like a list of all the indicators we have tested along with their win rates, but you aren't interested in watching all the videos on the channel, you can sign up for our $9 Patreon, and you will receive the complete list of indicators. We also would like to introduce our Patreon exclusive Discord channel. As a $9 Patreon, you will be invited to join an exclusive Discord channel where we will give you a list of winning indicators and links for the MT platform, give you winning strategies, post trade ideas, give advanced advice, and much more. So click the link below to join our Patreon. Alright, as I said, today we will be testing harmonic patterns. But before we do, I wanted to put the indicator scoreboard up for everyone to see. So to date, we have tested 241 indicators, and out of those 241 indicators, 90 of them have been winners, which means that they have met or exceeded the 60% win-loss ratio threshold that we have set for them. The best ones so far were able to achieve a 100% win rate. Now you need to go back and watch those videos to understand the context of how they were able to achieve that. But as we are working on building the best trading system possible, you could take any one of those 90 indicators and get out there and start potentially profitably trading the markets with them now. So go back and watch those videos, make a list of those indicators, and get out there and see what you can do with them. But stick with us here as we work on maximizing your trading profits. All right, so today's indicator is harmonic patterns. So a harmonic pattern is a specific geometric pattern that is created by price action. You can see one here on screen. This is a Gartley pattern, and this is a bearish Gartley pattern, and so we'd be looking to go short with this pattern. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail on exactly how they're calculated, because that's the point of using the indicator to do that, so that way we don't necessarily have to. Just know that a Gartley pattern, for example, consists of one point here, comes down and creates a lower point, a midpoint, another lower point down here, and then finishes off up here with a point the upper right hand corner, and then we would go short on this, and you can see that it worked out rather well right there. Again, if you want to know more about exactly how they are calculated, then go ahead and do some research on the harmonic patterns, and it will give you all those details. Basically, these points have to meet very specific Fibonacci levels, and so in that instance, they are rather powerful patterns once they are formed on chart. The problem is drawing them out on the chart. They can be quite, quite time consuming when it comes to drawing them out and calculating them every single day when you are trying to do your analysis, especially when you have a lot of pairs that you are trying to look for these patterns on. And so this indicator does a very great job of doing all that for you. Now, interesting enough, it works off of the zigzag indicator. And so if you are a part of our Discord channel, then you know that recently we have been trying to understand exactly how the zigzag pattern can work to give us any kind of information that might kind of lead price action. And it's interesting enough that I found this particular indicator that does just that. And so I thought it only necessary to give it a try. Now I'm going to try to keep this video as short as possible like I have been recently. Just know that this particular indicator, it is looking for the Gartley pattern, butterfly, bat, crab, shark, cipher, alternate bat, deep crab, double top, double bottom, and ABC. Now, double top and double bottom aren't really in the list of your kind of traditional harmonic patterns per se, but they are used with this particular indicator, so it is something that we will be testing. Now, note that these patterns do not happen that often, especially on a daily chart. And so for that reason, we've had to dive back quite significantly to get a reasonable sample size to test. So we are back in 2009 here. And so what I'm going to do is, you can see these blue lines that I have marked on the chart. These are areas where the patterns take place. And so to save time, I've marked out those areas, and we will play up to that point. We'll play out the pattern and see how it is displayed by the indicator, and then we'll move on to the next pattern and so on. And we'll try to get in as many of these patterns as we can before we get to the end of the chart here. And so let's go ahead and start with it here. Again, I'm going to just lead up to this particular pattern. We know where it kind of lays on the chart. So right there, you can see that it forms. It is laid out by the indicator. It shows us the exact pattern that takes place. It tells us right here with this flag that it's a double bottom pattern. It gives us a cancellation line, an entry, target 1 and target 2. Now you can use your take profit in stops as we have been, or you can use the ones that are provided with the indicator. It's totally up to you. I'm going to go ahead and test it with the ones that are provided with the indicator because they are based off of ATR as well, kind of similar to how we do it anyways. And so you can dig into that in the settings of the indicator itself if you want to look at that. Now, what happens is, for the entry to be triggered, a candle has to break above this number here, the entry line, and it has to close above this entry line. And then we would enter into a long position, and then again we have take profit 1 and 2. We're only looking for take profit 1 at the moment, because then we would potentially move our stop to break even at that point. Now the cancellation line down here at the bottom is if this completely turns around and goes against us right now at this point and we haven't entered into it. Once it gets down to this point, it cancels the pattern out. The pattern no longer is a valid pattern, and so we would ignore it and we would just move on looking for the next pattern to occur. Let's go ahead and play this out a little bit and see what happens. So we're trailing along on this big green candle here. We get our entry into this position. Again, this is a long position. Now it tells us that our stop loss is down here at 1.6870, and again our take profit is up here. Let's go ahead and play it forward and see what happens. So it comes down just a little bit, but then easily gets up and gets us to take profit 1 rather nicely. So let's go ahead and run it up to this next pattern here since it's relatively close. And we get a double top right here. Again, we have our entry, our cancellation line, our take profits. Let's go ahead and play it forward. It's trailing along. We haven't canceled out. There we go. We are triggered into it now. We have our stop loss here and our target 1 there. And you see that rather easily. It tumbles down and gets us to our take profit. So this also would have been a good trade to get into. Now, right here we have one popped up, but it's not marked on the map. And that's because this is a pattern that occurs. And in this particular case, we'll go ahead and play it forward. You see that it tries to get it to our entry, doesn't quite make it, comes down, hits our cancellation line, now invalidates this pattern. And so nothing would have happened. We wouldn't have taken an entry there. Our next one is up here. So let's go ahead and trail up there real fast. All right, we are now to the pattern here. This is a Gartley. This is going to be a long Gartley setup here. And so we have our entry. Let's go ahead and see what happens. We're triggered into it right there. And then we have our take profit and our stop loss. Let's go ahead and again, rather easily, it gets up to target 1 and would have gotten us to at least half profit. Now we're going to go ahead and skip to the next pattern here. So we'll cut the video for just a second and then pick back up here in just a moment. All right, we're approaching the next pattern now. You can see it starting to form here on the chart. It is another Gartley pattern. This one will be a bearish Gartley pattern, so we're looking for a short. Let's go ahead and play it out a little bit. Right there, we would have been entered into the trade. We have our target 1 here. Now, in this particular case, what you could do is you could set a midway point in between your entry and your first target, and you could set that up once it breaks that point. You could move the your stop to break even and then go ahead and let it play out. You could take half profit and then go ahead and let it play out. You could also scale into these positions and start scaling out as well. So there's quite a few different options to help you maintain your kind of money management or position management. So keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and run this down. And you see again, rather quickly, it breaks down and gets us to the first target right there. Right here close to the next pattern. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. That's going to be a bullish cipher. So let's play it out. And we see that it actually canceled out the cipher pattern and is now picking up a shark pattern right now. So let's go ahead and play that out. Shark pattern gets triggered right there. And we'll play it forward. And rather quickly again, we get up to the first target goal. And that is triggered. So you can see how powerful these patterns really can be at specific times. And again, if you have a system that works rather well of other indicators, then they can kind of confirm that a reversal is very close to taking place, and therefore these patterns are just backing up your system. And so again, very powerful patterns that we're working with here. And instead of you having to do the guesswork and calculate these out every single day on your own, this indicator is doing it for you. That is an extremely powerful tool to use. It's a very, very decent indicator. Let's go ahead and I'm going to clip and finish out some more patterns here, and then we'll jump back up and we will take a quick calculation of the number of trades and winners versus losers. All right, so here we are at the end of the chart. So we are all the way up to the current time frame, the current date on the chart. And if we kind of pan back here, you can see all the different patterns. These are labels, but they're not necessarily all the patterns that we took because some of them got canceled out. But all in all, we had 23 trades, and out of those 23 trades, we had 18 winners. And so that's about a 78% win rate. And so you can see that these patterns can be extremely useful. And we'll definitely do some more videos on these harmonic patterns in the future as well. So that way we can touch base on them a little bit more thorough than we did here. Again, I'm trying to keep these videos as short as I can. For now, the harmonic pattern indicator is going on the yes list, and let's dig into it a little bit more, see what else we can get out of it. If you have not already, like this video, share this video, comment below, and subscribe to the channel. Also turn on the bell notification so that way you are notified anytime I post a new video. So that way you know what indicators we have tested and are testing. Also, there is a link down below to join our Discord server, which is a free group communication platform where we discuss all things trading related. There is also a link down below to TradingView, and if you use that link to TradingView to sign up for an account, you will save a little bit of money. And lastly, there is a link down below to sign up for Patreon. Please sign up for the Patreon and support the channel the best way you can.